DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to a video regarding something to do with FIFA 21. Things you love to see. We can discuss FIFA 21, however today is probably a little bit hot and cold. Some people with what is potentially some good news and some people with some potentially bad news. So regardless, we're going to get into it and I'm sure you can tell by the title and stuff already. We're going to talk about the FIFA 21 demo. Now when I say talk about the FIFA 21 demo, what I actually mean is talk about the lack of FIFA 21 demo because there isn't one. Now you can see here, this is the tweet from EA that they released yesterday, and it says, "We aren't releasing a demo for FIFA 21. Instead, we've made the decision to focus our development team's time on delivering the best full game experience for current and next-gen consoles. We look forward to EA Play members jumping in 10 days from now and launching the game October 9th. So I find this kind of interesting, and it's a bit of a weird one in regards to what is gonna happen. So I find this really interesting. I think there are many ways to look at this and I'm going to go through as many ways as I can and then I'll tell you my thoughts on this as well. So I think the first thing a lot of people are thinking is we're waiting even longer to play the game. Like, that is a fair point. You know, as soon as I saw this, one of my first thoughts was I just want to get my hands on a demo. Like, I just want to play this game right now. And it was rumored to be released either on the 22nd, which is the day of me recording this, or the 25th. So as much as I really just wanted to get my hands on and play the game, it is just a demo, and the demo is never the finished article. Just like playing the beta, I think the beta is a bit different because you can do X amount of things on the beta, especially if you're given specific game modes. But I think the demo, it's a bit of a, I don't know, it's just kind of like a stopgap really, isn't it? You kind of play it for a little bit and then you don't play it much after that. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are kind of just gutted that we don't get to play the game as early as we do normally. There are also a lot of people saying it's worrying about the fact that so many people, the vast majority of the audience and people that would buy FIFA 21 are not going to be able to get their hands on the game until the game comes out. So if you didn't get the beta, and well, obviously nobody gets the demo, you will not have played the game until the 10 days early access, or the 10 hours, sorry, early access. Now, that to me is a very good point. Is it slightly worrying at the fact that no one's going to get a chance to play this game before the game actually comes out, excluding the beta, which again is not a finished article. And again, the demo itself isn't a finished article, but it is something to think about. Is there a reason that we're not getting a demo at all? This is the first FIFA I can think of that we didn't get a demo for, or at least that when I was aware of a demo being a thing that I didn't download, or have the option to download, I should say. And it's a very fair point. It's one that I didn't think about at the time when I was first reading through this and going through sort of my response to it, but it's a very fair point, the fact that nobody's going to get a chance to play this game before the game comes out, and is that something we should worry about? Which is an interesting thought process, but nonetheless, I think a lot of people also read into this that actually they're focusing more on, like, okay, instead of trying to rush a demo out there that isn't necessarily going to be the finished article, they're just putting a bit more time into developing the game itself, which you read, like they've literally said, we've decided to put our focus from the development team into the actual best full game experience, which is fair enough, and I think that's a good way of, even if it isn't entirely the truth, it's a very good way of wording it, and I think that regardless, reading that should fill you with a little bit of hope. I did have somebody say to me, they were like, well, why is it so close to the game coming out and they're still developing it? I'm not a game dev. I've never developed a game or anything like that. I've never been involved in that process. But my honest assumption would be that right up until the game comes out, they're still developing the game. Look how many games have patches. Look how many patches we have for FIFA. People who played Fortnite a lot, obviously I didn't play Fortnite much, but you get patches for Fortnite. You get, like, you know, like updates and stuff. Like, games are always developing. Game devs are always working on little tweaks, fixing things or removing things or adding things. It's constant. Game devs don't really stop, from what I'm, again, understanding. I'm not a game developer at all, so I'm just going by sort of the bits of info I think I'd pick up on throughout a game cycle. And for example, FIFA 20, look at how many updates we had or how many patches we had, and these guys are always constantly doing it. So the fact they're focusing on that before the game comes out, hopefully that sort of first patch that's often released that changes the gameplay quite a bit significantly at the start of a new FIFA, hopefully that will have happened before the game comes out. Maybe they will catch that one and nip that one in the bud, and we won't have a sort of big drastic change straight away at the start, which we've had on 20, and I think we had on 18 or 19 as well. So it's interesting to see what their thought process is here, and if it is just a focus on the development of the game. Especially bear in mind that it's going to be a cross-plat game, or at least, you know, the next-gen console's coming out while this game exists. It's going to be important for them to get that right, because if they mess that up, then they're going to look like idiots. And EA have already peeved off a large amount of their audience through FIFA 20, so they really do have to make sure they get 21 right. And maybe this is just a step into making sure and ensuring that happens. Obviously, they've gone through this entire COVID period as well, so the people working for them and you know, the amount of people they have in to develop a game is probably far less than normal, and they probably have had a bit of a weird process in doing this, along with many game companies. But obviously, with us talking about EA, FIFA 21 has probably not quite gone in the method that they expected because of obviously the world situation. So it's worth bearing that in mind, in the fact that the development maybe is not late, but they're just spending a bit more time on it because of things like that, because of delays. Now, to get into my thought process on this, like mine specifically, I'm not upset with this. I put a tweet out basically like listing a few negatives and a few positives as to like literally about this process and what we've heard here, that being no demo. The negative that I really came up with was I just want to play the game. You know, I just want to get my hands on FIFA 21 and I just want to feel what the game feels like and just be able to play it, because this period now between 20 and 21, this is the earliest I've ever stopped playing a FIFA with the next FIFA coming out. FIFA 19 I was playing right up until FIFA 20 came out. I haven't played FIFA 20 properly in probably over a week. I've done a few career modes and stuff on streams, but that's about it. I'm not fussed about FIFA 20 Ultimate Team right now. I did all the stuff that, you know, that carries over to 21. You get those free packs and the coin boosts and stuff. I've done all of that, but I have no intention of playing the game mode right now. I've got zero intention of playing Ultimate Team, and for me that's a bit of a telling story of how 20 has been for me personally. But I think it's good as well that there's no demo, because again, it's good communication. Firstly, I think the word I used on Twitter was feedback, and I meant communication. They are communicating with us, which normally we just wouldn't see a demo and nothing would be said, but there is a level of communication. They've explained why as well, and again, like I think I briefly touched on in this video, how many times do we actually play the demo? I think a lot of the pros might end up playing it quite a bit, playing with friends, you know, kind of getting early warm-ups and stuff on the demo and stuff. But realistically, I would probably play 2-3 games and then go, okay, that's that, I'm done now. And like you know, there's nothing really to do on the demo. You play a couple of games potentially with your mates, or you play with the AI. Obviously, playing with your mates right now isn't massively a big option because of the world situation. So you're basically playing against the AI. And that's it. We have three or so games playing against a computer, and then we all put it down and wait for 21 anyway. So I think realistically, if their reasoning is that they are just focusing on the development, focusing on getting it right for next gen, etc., etc., I'm all down with that. As much as I think it's a bit of a stinker that we don't get to play the game, I'm all down with the fact that the demo is not going to be there. I'm happy to just go, you know what, cool. You do you. Thank you for telling us. I think telling us a little bit earlier would have been beneficial all round. They'd have had a bit less stick, I think, but also the community probably would have been a little bit more understanding on the majority, going, okay, no demo, cool, we can understand that, thanks for telling us. Maybe a little bit beforehand would have been nice, but regardless, I think it's news. I don't think it's big news, I don't think it's huge news, but I think the fact that it's happened is interesting, and it's worth kind of, you know, seeing how fussed you are about a demo. I think a lot of people hopefully will realise they're not that fussed about a demo, right? It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. But hopefully this has just been an interesting lesson for you. If you want to see more little things like this when we get little updates, you want to see my opinions and me sort of cover it, then let me know. I'll happily do that, because again, it's the build up to 21. I want to try and keep FIFA content coming out. With FIFA 20 being as dead as it is, there's not much I can do on that game specifically. So let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think about the demo as well. Are you gutted that there's no demo, or are you a bit meh, kind of like me? I'm not that phased, if I'm being honest with you. But let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Again, and if you want to see more sort of conversations like this and just discussions like this, then let me know. And of course, hit the sub button if you're new to the channel. We are on our way to 5.7k subs. We are slowly but surely getting there, boys. So thank you so much for the support. And turn on notifications to be told anytime that we upload a video, or indeed go live with a live stream. For now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands in a bit.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, or say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know.